My name is Gabriela Hernandez and this is the video number 5 for Pasantías Preprofesionales y Vinculación con la Comunidad 2, the last class for the second bimester. The topic of this class is indirect speech or reported speech. In this lesson, students will learn how to tell what others say. And for the class, the teacher has to prepare in advance a gossip or a short story or kind of a lie to tell students in the introductory part of the lesson. For this part, I've prepared a short story about how my family reacted to my haircut. That's what I told to students. And in this short paragraph, students will get how to express what other people say, because the teacher is going all the time to tell what any member of her family said. In the next part, in the warm-up activity, the teacher will ask students if they have heard something interesting recently, or maybe another gossip. And in order to participate, the students can raise hands and tell what other people say. In this part, the teacher should not correct them, because we're trying to set what are we talking about. That we are talking about what other people say. After this part and after many participations, the teacher is going to show students supplementary material, that is a presentation or a poster with a chart where we can find the formula of the reported speech. It contains the subject, reported verb, noun or pronoun, and the indirect statements that can have or not the word that to link. And then after that, the chart contains a chart with the parts of the reported speech and an example to better understand how this formula is applied to the sentences. So students are going to look at the chart, and then they are going to participate again, maybe 2 or 3 students, telling again what they have heard recently, but using the formula in the chart. After this part, the teacher is going to give students a worksheet where many samples that contains the reported speech with the scenarios where we can found this reported speech. And the students and the teacher are going to analyze it carefully in order to understand and compare them to the chart. Compare the sentences in the examples with the chart. The examples are going to be read by students individually, and they are going to compare them listening to the teacher on the board. For the second part in this activity, the teacher can call names to read the sentences aloud to the class. In the modeling part, where students have to read again to all the examples in the worksheet, because the modeling are the samples, and we can find all the samples, and also the teacher can tell them to remember what any partner said at the beginning about something, some interesting fact or a gossip. For the next activity, students will work in pairs. They are going to exchange some fact, any fact, between them, and then they are going to report why they occurred to the other student inside the couple. This for 2 or 3 facts for every couple. For the independent practice, students will write on their notebooks a report of what they've heard in the last activity. In this part, after they write what they've heard from their partners, the teacher also is going to call names and choose another pairs of students that are going to stand and tell to the class the facts, only the facts that they say. And the rest of the students are going to write on their notebooks a report of what they heard using names. And those examples can be given for another 4 or 5 couple of students, because we need to really practice the reported speech from what we listen from another people. For the assessment part, some students, the ones who didn't participate in another of the activities in the class, are going to go to the front of the class, and they can report orally what they heard, or maybe they can read what they have on their notebooks, but the rest of the students have to check if they are really doing the task in the order that we can find in the chart of how to write the reported speech. After some students go to the front, the teacher is going to wait, and after the participations, she is going to give feedback to the whole class. Using the teacher in this part has to write or make notes about what she heard from students. For in the final part, she can correct the sentences, and if there is a mistake in each sentence, she can put again the chart with the formula of reported speech and try to compare the sentence with the reported speech in order to students on their own can discover where is the mistake and how to correct it. And finally, for homework, students will ask a relative about her or his day. Maybe they can ask their mothers how was their day, and then they have to write a report about what their mothers said. This using the reported speech. Students maybe in this part could have any question, and the teacher can ask if they have questions about the homework or about how to do the homework, and this in order to clarify the topic also. And then every student have to write about the relatives day, maybe a paragraph, or if they can, at least 8 sentences using the reported speech. And this is all for the last class in this journal for the second bimester, and I hope this is helpful for someone.